So that was Noodles all along? Are you kidding me? I wasn't sure. Oh, that's weird. I don't know why that's weird. That's the normal look, but after the Noodles for so long, now this looks weird. Huh. You listen up good now, son. No way. It's like he's a completely different person. Okay. What do you got to say, Doc? Well, according to this chart, this Waki-Kitaki fella's not doing so well. He's got a bullet right upside his heart. That's right. Yeah, but this chart talks about the post-op. In other words, the operation's already finished. But you can still see that bullet stuck in there. Why would it still be in there after the operation to remove it? Well, about the only reason I can think of is it was too tricky to operate on. What? That bullet's snug as a bug there next to the aorta, which is connected to the heart. Heck, that scrap of metal's just surrounded by blood vessels. Kind of a miracle. 2 millimeters to either side and there'd be some serious bleeding going on in there. Not something your average doc be eager to fiddle with. You mean? It took a miracle to get that bullet stuck where it is. It'd take more than a miracle to take it out. It'd take a magician. Hey, we got one. I'm only up to making rabbits disappear. I haven't learned bullet. Didn't she say she could catch one in her mouth? That happened, right? Of course, with the heart pumping and lungs working, that bullet's on the move. I'd give him another half a year, tops. But Waki's operation was already half a year ago. That's why I'm saying you're out of time. This kid shouldn't be on trial, he should be on an operating table. Great, just great. Okay. He probably didn't want to tell the mob that he couldn't help. How could he just leave that bullet in there? I got a pretty good idea how he felt. An emergency operation, he's got the kid's chest open on the table. Then he finds that bullet. And that's despair right there, Trucy doll. Cold despair. Despair? About the only thing he could do is sew the boy back up. He wasn't exactly in the situation to go admitting he couldn't take it out. The Kitakis. You bet. This kid's their only son, I hear. So he skips the operation and Waki's back on the street living his life. Of course, it's only a matter of time before his heart hemorrhages and he drops cold. Which doctor would they take him to? Maractus. He's got enough ties to them, he could probably cover up the truth with what happened. Of what happened. That's just horrible. He left Waki to die. There's a darkness in this world, Trucy doll. Waiting. Hungry. Compared to it, these guys' turf wars are like kid games. When you're up against real evil, well, it don't matter if you're weak or strong. That'll take you all the same. You were a surgeon, right, Mr. Eldoon? You could operate on Waki, couldn't you? I wish. My life is Noodles now. I'm afraid there ain't nobody in the country that could. Maybe not even in the world. So Waki, if he dies, that'd be crazy. I mean, he says it's lucky that he's alive right now, so maybe somehow he'll just keep surviving. This chart, look at the nurse section. Yes, we already established that. That's right, this operation was how they met. Oh, so because she was the nurse on that and she signed off on it, she knew that he would definitely die. And so she said, marry me, so that when he dies, she could get money and shit. She's just really lucky he's a dumbass who agreed to marry her on the spot. She knew about Waki's condition, guaranteed. Why didn't she ever tell him? So it wasn't to get out of the marriage, she got into the marriage so that she could... But then why kill Maractus? Just to cover... I mean, clearly he would have covered this up. Maybe he was having a change of heart? I don't know. What was she thinking, Apollo? Oh, I think I know. I remember that was my theory in the first game, in the Steel Samurai case. I'm pretty sure. I remember thinking that, like, they covered up that death, and then one of them was having a change of heart, and that's why they killed the other. That's not what ended up happening. That might be what's happening in this game. I predicted it 3 games early, if I was right. But it's very clear that's why she wanted to marry him. Why exactly she killed Maractus, we'll see. Did you get any sleep? Yeah, I went to bed at 1 a.m. or so. Oh? What time did you wake up? 3 a.m. So that's fine. At least you have me. Then what more do I need? And Mr. Hat. Don't forget him. My boy. Here's looking at you, kid. Oh, thanks. Hello? Oh, what's up? Hey, get any sleep? 2 entire hours. Oh, he's just bored, so here he is. That place makes fake piano playing at the Indochine pasta joint seem almost fun. I was told that clavier means piano. That's interesting. Take a guess. How about Little Plum? That's Sherman Tank of a mom. Sherman Tank? That's too bad, you know. Speaking of moms, you need to find me a new mommy one of these days, Daddy. That's weird. It's barely morning and you're at it already, Trucy. So, whatever the situation is, there's clearly no woman, and I don't know what the hell's up with any of it. Okay, see, well, this is why I don't buy their father-daughter relationship. Thank you. So, Mr. Wright, do you know who the prosecution's witness is? Aha! Right where we want her. But that seems odd. Why would she testify against her own fiance? You have to wonder what Gavin's up to. Something's going down today, that much is clear. We're gonna take her down. Well, not to worry, I've got my panties back. Well, great. If we can't find the killer, I'll pull one out of there. Yeah. Now you're talking about your panties and pulling out, and it's just not appropriate. Court is now in session for the trial of Walkie-Talkie. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Prosecution is warmed up in its sold-out house. Very well, to recap. While yesterday's witness seemed more guilty than any other party, guilty of panty snatching, we did find out one thing for certain. There were 3 people in the park at the time of the murder. The witness, the victim, and the defendant. And Alita Tiala. And if those footprints were there, why didn't Maractus have any footprints? Correct, Judge, and today I'd like to do something a little new age. I'd like to look at this horrible crime from the outside. The outside? The acquisition of the murder weapon, the preparation for the act. Our poor defendant told all, you see. To his betrothed. His betrove? Yup. His fiance, Judge, his partner for life, with no chance for parole. Very well, you may show the, lucky lady to the stand. Hi. Your name and occupation, Fraulein?
Alita Tiala. My occupation is future wife.
Traditional values. I respect that. Too many brides these days. Women try to go out and get jobs and be responsible and do things. Hogwash. They need to weave their baskets, cook their sandwiches. That's right, cook their sandwiches. Rub the feet. And pop out the babies. Am I right, Apollo? Right? Yeah. Honesty, another admirable trait. Fraulein, is it true that on the day of the crime, the defendant, Walkie-Talkie, confessed his plans? His plans for murder?
Yes.
The witness will please give her testimony to the court. I will allow the women to testify, but only in certain circumstances.
It was the day that the family health checkup results came back. When Walkie found out that Dr. Maractus had lied, he flew into a rage. I'll teach him, he said. He took one of the family's pistols. And you already know what happened that night. I just don't see how anyone but Walkie could have done it.
So the pistol did belong to the Kitaki family, then?
Yes. With regards to this, an investigation is underway at the Kitaki mansion on charges of the possession of illegal firearms.
And the bullet that took the victim's life, was it fired from the pistol the defendant procured?
Yes, this has been proven. How can you prove something like that? Bullets carry marks from the barrel that fired them, called rifling marks. Rifling marks? Think of them as being a gun's fingerprint left on every bullet it fires.
And when did you first hear about Walkie's plan?
It was the day of the murder. I should have stopped him. I just didn't think he would actually do it.
Very well. The defense may begin the cross-examination. Okay. See if we're going to have to perceive anything without the hand-holding, or if the toe print is going to come up. I thought that was a tire, because it's all black and white. I'm like, what the fuck? And I realized it's the bracelet. Let's press stuff. That was the day of the murder, correct?
Yes, everyone in the family received their checkup results that day. When Walkie looked at his face went so pale.
But of course, he had just found out he had a bullet in his chest. So you were there at the time?
Yes, poor Walkie.
That must have been, quite frightening.
He was furious. He ripped his report up into shreds.
Well, that's a report from later, right? So yeah, I was gonna say we have it, but that's a different one. And he has a copy anyway.
Walkie's at an age when he's hard to control when he loses his temper. Of course, that little bit of instability is so cute.
Great, now he sounds like a psychopath. A little bit. So, is it easy to take a pistol out from the house?
Not really, I think. There's a system in place to limit access. But Walkie's a special case, being the next in line. Perhaps his treatment was a bit too special, yeah? Well, maybe he is a bit spoiled. I hear he got amazing presents for his birthdays. Last year was a switchblade made out of chewing gum and a chocolate gravestone.
What? Sounds like he has a taste for sweets and danger. Whoa. The point here being that Walkie had access to a pistol. I do. What happened? Meaning the murder.
I tried to stop him, I really did. But Walkie wouldn't listen.
Our defendant was nothing if not determined, it seems. The last thing you should do is blame yourself, miss. Okay. Last one. How can you say that for certain? How? Punching that wall is scary. Why you do that, man?
Forehead, you will refrain from badgering the Fraulein. It was the defendant, Walkie, was it, who took the pistol from his home. We know this for a fact now.
I suppose we do.
So how could anyone else have used this pistol to shoot the victim? They could not. Simple logic, yeah?
That does seem to be the case. Does the defense have anything to say regarding this point?
Could someone else have used that pistol? There was another.
Your twin sister, Luke. One other person had access to that pistol. What's this? Interesting. Let's ask the defense then. Tell the court who this other person with access was.
His fiance, Alita Tiala.
Well, of course, I mean you, Miss Tiala.
Me? But why?
You were quite clear when you told the court. You heard about the pistol from the defendant on the day of the murder. In other words, you knew what he was planning. Let me get this straight. You intend to tell us that this lady stole the pistol from her fiancé.
Stop.
And killed a man in cold blood on his behalf? Nope. Maybe Maractus even, decided that he would try to save him. And she couldn't have that. So that's why she killed him? Who knows? It does seem a bit unfathomable, to be sure. Or it really could have just been as simple as keeping him silent, but I think I would hesitate at murder. I'd hope you do more than hesitate. But what if a different connection could be proven? A connection between the witness and the victim. We might find that she had a personal motive beyond wanting to help her fiancé.
That would put things in a slightly different light. What possible connection are you suggesting here? You know what I'm starting to think? I'm starting to think that the police never looked inside that safe.
I have evidence showing a connection between the witness, Miss Tiala, and the victim. Here we go. She worked for him. I fail to see exactly what sort of connection this shows. Well, wait. What? You kidding me? Did I present the wrong thing? Was that the wrong thing? Oh, that's his checkup report. This is... I got the two confused. Okay, it's fine. It's all settled. We're fine. You knew what I meant. Found inside a safe at the Maractus Clinic. I'd like to draw the court's attention to the names written on the chart. Miss Tiala, whatever. Why is your name on this chart? Well, care to explain the meaning of this, Miss Tiala? I'm not sure what you mean by meaning, Mr. Justice. Our warm little fiance just froze over. Warm? Okay. Is fiance 1 E when you're referring to a man and 2 when with a woman? Is that how it is? I never knew that. Is that right?
It was boring, so I quit. That's all. Is there a problem with that?
Miss Tiala, you testified that you had no connection to the victim.
And I don't, now.
Now?
I quit half a year ago, didn't I? So there's no connection. Let me guess, you're the kind of guy who can't rest until he knows every last detail of his girlfriend's past. Am I right?
That's not true at all. Okay, Judge. I embrace the ones I love. Judge, you don't have to defend yourself.
Doesn't fly?
She's one tough nut. She probably feels right at home with the Kitakis. You left your job at the Maractus Clinic, true. But you remain connected somehow. Very well, Mr. Justice. Show us evidence that proves the witness is still connected to the Maractus Clinic.
The sandals.
These sandals were found in the Maractus Clinic lobby. They're yours, aren't they?
Well, who knows? I'm sure there are lots of people with those sandals.
So sorry, Fraulein, but your act isn't working. Your moment of hesitation just now cost you.
What's with you? I thought you were on my side.
Perhaps you are unaware that toes have toe prints. A simple analysis of these sandals will reveal all. I've been told that Clavier is a really good prosecutor, how he doesn't play dirty and he's just on the side of justice, and that seems to be the case, so good on him for that. It's not that exciting because I like it when the prosecutors are assholes. I hate them, but I like it at the same time because it's fun. But, good for him.
I just wanted you to help get Walkie back on the straight and narrow.
This court thinks you need to worry less about Walkie and more about yourself. Sounds as though we need to hear a bit more about your story. Your sandals were found in the entrance to the clinic, which means you went there on the day of the murder.
Well, there's little point in denying it.
Very well, the witness will tell us about this visit. Why did you go to the Maractus Clinic that day?
I did go to the clinic that day, my first time in half a year since I quit in January. I went to warn him. After all, I knew Walkie had the pistol. The doctor always was a timid man, too timid to admit his own mistake. Why else would I have gone? I'm not hiding any dark secrets.
Oh. Surely, that's not suspicious.
I wanted to tell him to be careful, as an old friend.
By mistake, you mean the mistake we heard about from the defendant? The botched operation?
He was a timid, small man, but I never wished him harm. I just thought I should let him know, you know.
That does make sense.
Yes, but there is still one thing which does not.
What's that, Prosecutor Gavin?
The sandals left in the lobby, of course. We can assume she wore these sandals to the clinic, yeah? Then why did she not wear them home? If it were me, I would have worn them home.
I would have worn those sandals home, too. They're mighty cute. So why were the sandals left behind? He pointed out the contradiction before me. Good for you. There's probably a good explanation for this, right, Miss Tiala? Say, for instance, there happened to be a similar pair of sandals there which you wore home by mistake. You're doing my job for me, man. I appreciate it. He really is just about finding out the truth. Which I guess he did with Phoenix 7 years ago? I don't know. Oh, it is nothing. There is, after all, no other possible explanation. Yeah, forehead? Oh, what the... Of course, yes, indeed. I was gonna say that myself. The defense may begin the cross-examination. Yeah. Instead of doing that, I'm hungry. I'm gonna go order a pizza.